Chapter 3, Mr. Goble. On Monday, Liza, Eddie, and Howie met under the giant oak tree on the playground. I had the worst nightmare last night, Liza complained. A gray monster chased me through Bailey City Cemetery. I didn't get much sleep either, Howie told her. Somebody was playing an organ until way after midnight. I slept like a log, Eddie said as he stretched. I wonder if Melody did too, Liza said. She should be here by now. Maybe she's still asleep. Howie shook his head and pointed down the street. Melody isn't late because she slept too late. She was just too busy playing Master Goblin. Melody walked slowly down the sidewalk toward the playground. She was concentrating so hard on her video game that when she reached the shade of the giant oak tree, she bumped right into Liza. You're going to walk into a tree if you don't watch where you're headed, Liza warned. Shh, Melody hissed. I'm almost to level 8. I bet I can catch the Master Goblin in no time. Just then, eerie organ music blasted from her game, and a ghost popped out from a closet. Rats, Melody sighed. They got me. That music is giving me the creeps, Howie said. It sounds just like the music that kept me up half the night. It's time to put that game away, Liza added. We're going to be late for school, and if Mrs. Jeepers catches you with a video game, it will be much worse than losing to pretend ghosts and goblins. The 4 kids were silent as they thought about their third-grade teacher. Most kids were sure she was a vampire, and that the brooch she always wore was full of magic. Melody slid her game into the pocket of her jacket. I wish we had a normal teacher, Eddie complained, but it seems like everybody in Bailey City is strange. Not everyone, Melody told him. Just the adults. That's not very nice to say, Liza said. But it's true, Eddie said as he pointed toward the front of the school. And there's proof. His 3 friends looked where Eddie pointed. The little man they had seen moving into Bailey Mansion was just going through the doors. What is he doing here? Howie wondered. I don't know, Liza said as she pulled her jacket tight, but whatever it is, I don't think I'm going to like it. The kids found out who the stranger was as soon as Mrs. Jeepers led them to the computer lab. We are so lucky, Mrs. Jeepers said in her strange Transylvanian accent. We have a new computer teacher joining us. Several kids cheered. Even though the computers were old and dusty, computer lab was their favorite class. Unfortunately, the computer lab had been closed for at least a month because there was no teacher. I hope the computers still work after so much time, Melody said. I bet they won't even turn on. But Melody was wrong. When Mrs. Jeepers opened the door, there was brand new computers lined up in neat rows, and there wasn't a speck of dust on the tables. The monitors were so clean, the kids could see their own reflections. The new teacher stood at the front of the room. It was the same little man that Howie, Liza, Melody, and Eddie had seen moving into Bailey Mansion. Good morning, the man said with a smile. My name is Gordon Goble. Eddie noticed that Mr. Goble's huge teeth looked gray. They matched his gray shirt and the gray tint of his wrinkled skin. Melody didn't notice anything because as soon as the class sat down, she slipped the video game out of her pocket. She held it beneath the table and turned it on. What are you doing? Liza whispered. You're going to get in trouble. Shh, Melody said. I think I figured out how to get past the ghost. Melody continued playing as the new teacher talked to the class. The computer is a magnificent tool, Mr. Goble was saying. I'm looking forward to a fun and exciting year as your computer teacher. The only way we'll have fun is if we get to play Master Goblin, Melody said. Only she forgot to say it quietly. Mr. Goble's smile faded. Before Liza had time to warn Melody, the computer teacher moved across the room, heading straight for Melody. With his gnarled hand, he grabbed Melody's Master Goblin video game.